Ms. Grijalva, Grijalva has not yet had a scheduled date because she was elected after the House was out of session. So I am anxious to administer the oath to her. As soon as you guys vote to learn the government.
You don't want to be on that discharge. How much?
It's totally absurd. You guys are experts at red herrings and distraction. No, there's nothing to do with Epstein. The House Oversight Committee is working on the Epstein files right now, releasing 34,000 pages and more on the way.
You know she's key to that discharge petition.
Let me finish. The House Oversight
You just
Committee.
keep coming with excuses. This is an excuse so she doesn't sign on to that.
This is absurd.
This is the longest time the House.
Do you want me to
has been
answer the question? If you ask a
because
question,
you're
let me
not
answer.
actually answering the question. This entirely has to do with the Epstein.
You see, this is a publicity stunt. Let me tell you what's happening. The House Oversight Committee is working on the release of the Epstein files. There are some of the biggest bulldogs in Congress, and the Republican and Democrat side, who are working on that aggressively. I met with the victims before they went out and did the press conference, and the House Oversight is doing its job. Did you know? You might not, because we haven't been in session. The House Oversight has its lawyers in New York City combing through the Epstein estate files. None of that had been anticipated by discharge petitions or anything else. They have subpoenas that are being supplied, they're being followed through on by the Department of Justice. We have more subpoenas that are outstanding for big name persons, Democrats and Republicans, and there are more documents coming through. They're doing the work, they're doing it methodically, they're doing it with subpoena power, and you don't need an act of Congress for that to happen because they're already on it. So and I was in the room with all of them.
Why are you blocking her then?
I'm not blocking her, I just told you.
This is the longest time that House Oversight has been out of session that's not in a regular August session. This is the longest time it's taken for someone to be sworn in, and it all happens to coincide with the fact that she's going to be the deciding vote on the discharge petition.
I know why you're upset. I know why you're upset.
Mike,
you get a lot of heat because the government is closed down, and you guys made the decision.
Actually, no.
You wait,
Mike,
you made it 5 times.
Mike,
You
I
get
got
the
a
government
request.
closed.
I got a request.
Yes.
Why don't we do this? Why don't you bring back your Republican members so we can have a serious negotiation with them?
We're going to have plenty of negotiations as
Well,
soon as you open the government.
Let
me tell you why they're not here, because the House
I
is
mean,
its job.
14 days since July 25th.
Yeah, and real people are feeling real pain.
And they've been on an extended summer
I feel the
vacation.
pain with
They're not on
So you
vacation.
bring them back.
Wait a minute,
I have
wait
an
a minute.
opportunity. I can talk to every one of my Republican colleagues down there, and we're talking about
Every
this
day
all
we're
the
talking
time.
Yeah, and they're talking about it over here as well.
And
keep
our
your members
Republican
sitting.
members from Arizona, where are they?
They're
are
in their
Arizona.
district. They're in their districts working.
They're sitting. They're sitting.
Oh, hey, Mike
They
Lawler.
did their job.
They did
They
their
are
job.
sitting in their
Come here,
basements.
Mike Lawler, New York. Tell
With
them.
all due respect, you voted multiple times to keep the government shut down, okay? The Republican members from Arizona voted to keep the government open. So don't sit here and try to lecture us about whether or not we did our job. We did our job, you did not.
What's going to
Well,
happen
you're
with
not doing
premiums?
your
What happens
job
if you
right
say
now.
premiums?
Oh, you mean the bill that I'm signed on to extend it? Oh, yeah,
When
too,
is
right,
that
because
gonna
you know what?
happen?
We actually have put forth legislation to do it. You guys just keep pontificating. How about you go down the hall
we're having
and go
discussions.
vote to open the
That's not
government
allowed.
up? That would be great.
All right,
Where
Here's
is
the
this?
clean CR. Go vote to open the government up.
The
This-
AC
thank you
premiums
very
will
much.
jump in your district.
We're going to have
by
lots
double.
of.
way,
Wait
We know.
a minute.
Mike,
We know.
if you bring them back, we will have a discussion with them. It's very simple.
You're holding the American people hostage because
We're
you
not
want to have a
holding
them
policy
hostage.
debate.
Yes,
We
you are.
have policy debates here every
This
day. The
policy
House works on
debate-
that.
There's no policy debate when nobody's there.
We
You're
have
talking to
the-
yourself and this guy here.
We're having the debate
My
all
constituents
around
and
the clock.
yours, I imagine yours are going to be hurt even worse than ours
We-
with these premium increases.
We have a lot of
We have
issues to
fix
work on
this.
together, and
When
the
people-
Republicans
when
are the
people don't
party.
have healthcare,
Wait a minute. Wait just a
people
minute.
Oh, the party's going to kill healthcare.
But
No,
by,
exactly
by
what's
the way,
gonna
by the way,
happen.
healthcare premiums since 2010, when Obamacare passed, have risen by over 60%. So what
Cool
you're,
stats.
what
So
you're,
you want to cut now? You want to cut now?
You're not upset
We
about
want
that?
reform.
You should be upset
Well,
about
then
that.
get going.
You should
Get
be
your
upset
people in
about
line and
that.
get
That
the
your
reforms. Send it over.
constituents have
We're
had
ready. We're ready
huge
to talk
healthcare
about
premiums under
300%.
300%.
And I imagine Louisiana it's that high.
Yeah, no, there are
And
big
my
problems with
folks can't
healthcare. There's
afford
big problems with Obamacare. It needs a lot of reform. There are
We're going to talk about that.
pages
We're
of
gonna talk about
ideas.
that.
Get the
We have-
government open.
We have hundreds of ideas. Guys,
Get
we
your
got to
people
get the
in.
government open and turn the lights on so we get everybody
Get
back
your
here and get
people
to
in
regular
and
session.
stop covering up for the pedophiles. Very simple.
There's not, that's ridiculous.
Nobody's covering up for pedophiles.
You
So
know
knock
it.
it the hell off.
She knows, you
You're
know that she
absolutely
is the,
absurd.
you
Okay,
know she is
I'm
the
going to get
vote.
back to work. These gentlemen had a publicity stunt here. You see the issue. They need to go and vote to reopen the government.
Get your
Plain
people
and
back.
simple.
One other
Get your
thing.
The
people
House has done its work. Every single Republican in the House but one voted to keep the government open, to make sure TSA agents, Border Patrol agents,
And even if they
the
do
troops
anything,
and everybody
they're
else
not
is
here
in.
next week, even if we strike a deal.
and the Democrats have voted repeatedly to keep the government closed. Plain and simple. That
Premiums
is the
are gonna
issue.
go up.
First things first,
Premiums
open the
are going
government.
up.
We'll get back to
Mike,
work.
you're gonna
Thanks for
Can
visiting.
I ask you one more thing? That was fun.
Were you expecting him to come out?
So what are,
Yes.
Well,
I was asking, well, I was asking before,